Thanks for joining us here on the 2009 Apple Review, a look back at this year's news about the company. 2009 was a good year for Apple with a bevy of new products including new MacBooks, iPods, and a new iPhone. It also saw the return of CEO Steve Jobs. Financials for the tech giant were strong with its stock price more than doubling. We'll start our review with the return of Steve Jobs to the company he co-founded. After a mysterious absence, we learned that Jobs' health problems related to pancreatic cancer required him to have a liver transplant. At the Apple Music event, where the company launched new iPods, Jobs stepped out of being the traditional company pitchman and addressed his illness, organ donation, and gave thanks to his company.
I'm very happy to be here today with you all. And as some of you may know, about 5 months ago, I had a liver transplant. So I now have the liver of a mid-20s person who died in a car crash and was generous enough to donate their organs. And I wouldn't be here without such generosity. So I hope all of us can be as generous and elect to become organ donors. I'd like to take a moment and thank everybody in the Apple community for the heartfelt support I got too. It really meant a lot. And I'd also like to especially thank Tim Cook and the entire executive team of Apple. They really rose to the occasion and ran the company very ably in that difficult period. So thank you guys.
Turning back to business, Jobs introed a number of new and improved iPods. The most noticeable feature on the updated Nano was the addition of a video camera. It was an indication that Apple's trying to keep up with a number of companies offering pocket video cameras, such as Cisco's Flip and Kodak's ZI-8. But while the Flip, ZI-8, and others offer HD video up to 1080p, the Nano video camera only shoots at 640 by 480, albeit 30 frames per second. Had Apple offered HD video, the Nano may have bulked up in size, but as it stands now, the form factor is largely unchanged. The company also added a new iPod Touch, the 64GB version, but what it didn't add to the Touch was the same video camera present on the Nano. Apple fans will have to wait and wonder if it will be available in a future revamp. One of the biggest tech product announcements of the year was the company's iPhone 3GS. At Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference in San Francisco, Product Marketing SVP Phil Schiller filled in for Jobs, who at the time was still on medical leave, and introduced the phone during his keynote. While the size and shape of the phone was largely unchanged, much of the guts of it were upgraded. Users who requested a better camera were pleased to see one with 3 megapixels that also captures video. On the software side, the iPhone 3.0 OS added requested features like the ability to cut, copy, and paste, and use landscape mode in all key applications. With the updates to the phone and software, it became apparent that the company was keeping an ear open to consumers. The launch of the phone in July was what the world has come to expect from an Apple product launch. While the lines outside of Apple stores may not have been as long as they were 2 years ago when the original iPhone launched, they were still long enough to make news. Customers queued for days, and one customer even flew from the US to France so that he could have the phone sooner. Different customers had different reasons for waiting in line. One in Boston saw the new phone as a challenge.
It has a different processor from the old iPhones, so it's going to be a new challenge to hack it. Well, let's see, I got 2 of these, and I got a couple of the old ones at home.
Apple has plans to make the phone available in 80 countries by the end of 2009, and according to their most recent quarterly report published in October, phones were available in 64 countries. 2 newcomers this year were China and South Korea, which gave very different receptions to the device. For example, in the first few days after the launch of the iPhone in China, China Unicom sold just 5,000 units. In South Korea, carrier KT received 60,000 online orders before it was officially up for purchase. Part of the reason for slow sales of the iPhone in China could be its high price, more than $1,000 for some models, or the phone's lack of Wi-Fi due to government restrictions. Phones and music players weren't the only moneymakers for Apple in 2009, though. The company updated its line of computers as well. At WWDC, the company unveiled a new generation of MacBook and MacBook Pro laptops. Many of the changes to the notebooks were standard, like faster processors, bigger hard drives, more memory, and longer battery lives. Apple changed up some of the notebook's input offerings, earning both praise and frustration from some users. For example, on the 15-inch MacBook Pro, the Express card slot was replaced with an SD card slot to better accommodate users with a digital camera. Some favored that Express card slot to use for 3G connectivity. The 15-inch also gained a FireWire 800 interface, but some audio and video pros favor the faster Serial ATA or eSATA interface, an input not available on any Mac laptop. All in all, though, those complaints didn't deter consumers. In Apple's fourth quarter earnings report, the company said that Mac laptop shipments grew by 35% year over year. A revamp of the company's iMac, MacBook, and Mac Mini lines happened in October, and what some were expecting didn't end up happening. The low-end MacBook remained at the $999 mark, putting an end to speculation that the company could have lowered the price to as low as $699. All of the new iMacs come with a wireless keyboard and a new peripheral called the Magic Mouse. The wireless mouse incorporates gesture control similar to what's available on Apple's multi-touch trackpads. You can use a single finger to scroll around, but it also supports swipe gestures. Swiping left with 2 fingers in Safari will move you back a page, or in iPhoto you can move forward or backward in a stack of images. The company also offered Snow Leopard to users this year, the newest upgrade to OS X. Snow Leopard allows the OS to take better advantage of multi-core processors and also features an upgrade to full 64-bit support. On the graphics front, Snow Leopard features OpenCL, a method of allowing all applications, not just games, to use 3D acceleration. This opens up the possibility of far more complex calculations to occur, even in the simplest of everyday programs. Snow Leopard went on sale in September, but it doesn't support older machines that lack Intel processors. Apple had a strong year on the NASDAQ, starting in January with shares trading around $85 and ending the year around $200 a share. And that's the 2009 Apple Review. Be sure to check out our other year-end reports. With reporting by the global correspondents of IDG, I'm Nick Barber in Boston.